Greetings, students. Beta class 8. We are discussing chapter 3 of geography, that is mineral and power resources. And in the chapter, we were discussing minerals. Asia, we have discussed that what type of minerals are found in Asia. Then Europe, we also discussed. Then North America, we discussed about South America. Africa also we have discussed. So about Australia also. Now let's come to Africa. This is Antarctica. So let's start the chapter. The geology of Antarctica is sufficiently well known to predict the existence of a variety of mineral deposits. So when we were discussing chapter 1 of geography, that is resources, in that also we have discussed about minerals which are found in Antarctica. So there are many or we can say a variety of minerals are found in Antarctica. Since some probably large, significant size of deposits of coal in the Trans-Antarctic Mountains and iron near the Prince Charles Mountains of East Antarctica is forecasted. Means these have been identified. Iron ore, gold, silver and oil are also present in commercial quantities. Means a large amount of iron ore, gold, silver and oil are also present in Antarctica, and these can be extracted when it is required. Uses of minerals. So we know that in our daily life also we use mineral. Like if we discuss about our daily life, we write with pencils. Lead, it is made up of it is a mineral. And when the salt we use in our daily life in our vegetables, etc., so that is also a mineral. All the pans, utensils, whatever you use in your house are made up of some kind of mineral or metals. So metals are also minerals. So let's discuss. So minerals are used in many industries. Minerals which are used for gems are usually hard. These are then set in various styles for jewelry. Copper is another metal used in everything from coins to pipes. Silicon, used in the computer industry, is obtained from quartz. Aluminium, obtained from its ore. Bauxite is used in automobiles and airplanes. Bottling industry, buildings and even in kitchen cookware. So we know that many of the utensils, these are made up of copper, aluminium. Now next is conservation of minerals. So in this way you can see that minerals, these are used in industries, these are used in manufacturing different things of our everyday life. So some are in computers, some minerals are used in jewelry, some in industries, some in our day-to-day life in kitchen even. So when you study, use pens, these are also made up of some kind of metal. So these are also we can say that minerals are used in our day-to-day life. Next, conservation of minerals. So how can we conserve, how can we save our minerals? Minerals are a non-renewable resource. Means these cannot be renewed in one lifespan. It takes thousands of years for the formation and concentration of minerals. The rate of formation is much smaller than the rate at which the humans consume these minerals. Means we are using our minerals recklessly, but it takes thousands of years to form and concentrate these minerals in the layers of our earth or interior of our earth. So it is necessary to reduce wastage in the process of mining. Recycling of metals is another way in which the mineral resources can be conserved. It is true that we are overutilizing our minerals or wasting our minerals. So there should be a judicious use of minerals so that we can conserve our natural resources. And as far as metals, are concerned, so we can recycle these metals. This is a very fine way to conserve our mineral resources. So power resources. Sunny's mother begins her day by switching on the geyser. She irons Sunny's school uniform before waking him up. She then rushes to the kitchen to prepare a glass of orange juice for him in the blender. Sunny, have you finished taking bath? Come and have your breakfast, calls out mother while preparing breakfast on the gas stove for Sunny. While going to school, Sunny forgets to switch off lights and fans. When mother switches them off, she thinks that life in the cities may be more comfortable, but its dependency on more and more gadgets, all of which consume energy, has led to a wide gap between the demand and the supply. With the advent of science and technology, the lifestyles are changing very fast. So, what example is given? If we one example of Sunny's mother is given here. If you think about your case, like if you think about your mother, she also starts her day in the same way, with switching off this geyser, or maybe working in the kitchen, working on gas stove, working with the different gadgets like a blender. One example is given, ironing the clothes. So in each and every activity we are using some resources. Here we are talking about electricity, about gas. So if we say that life in cities, it is more comfortable in comparison to the rural areas, but we are using our resources uh, recklessly. Like for making our life comfortable, we are using these resources recklessly, means like Sunny example is given. Then when Sunny left for school, he forgets to switch off these fans or lights, or then his mother switched off the electric appliances. Then after, see, power or energy plays a vital role in our lives. We all need power for industry, agriculture, transport, communication, and defense. Power resources may be broadly categorized as conventional and non conventional resources. Before moving forward, let me ask you one question. Power or energy plays a vital role in our lives. Really? Like your classes, these days, your classes are going on online. You people need your, may use your phones, maybe tablet, maybe computer or desktops, whatever you are using, maybe computer, maybe laptop, etc. To run these gadgets, you need electricity. So without electricity, you people can't go. You need to charge your phone. You need electricity to run your computer, your laptop. Okay, when and if your parents are working, when your parents need to move from one place to another, they use they use some transport, means of transport. There also they are using some power uh, and or energy resource. So in like these days it's hot outside, you people might use fans, maybe some people they use coolers, some people they use AC. So all these are run with the help of electricity. So we are using these power resources in one or other way in our daily life. So power resources may be broadly okay. So one example, that power resources, they are categorized in two parts. One is conventional and the other is non-conventional. Now you tell me about power resources. I think this is clear. It is clear to you that we need power resources in our day-to-day life, and then the use of minerals in our daily life. But listen, this chapter we are discussing only for you people, like you people can realize the importance of these resources and can conserve these resources for our future use. And next part of the chapter we will discuss in the next class. And you read this chapter, go through it, the part whatever we have done today. And if you have any question, any query, can discuss with me in the class tomorrow. Have a great day.